This is the Average to Savage podcast with Paul Guarino. Everyone and anyone, athletes, celebs, and much more.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Average Savage podcast. Our special guest today is Ian Green. Ian, how's it going?
What's going on, Paul? What's up?
Yo, finally, we're doing this. I know we've been talking about it for a while. So you're the 7th ranked middleweight in the WBA. What is that feeling like?
It feels great, but I could feel 6 spots better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you were as high as 5th last year, and
Hmm.
obviously just due to inactivity and things like that, and moving around and other people fighting. But yeah. So like, I guess going into 2024, what are your goals?
My goals, I want to be more busy. I fought twice last year, 10 months apart. So I don't want that to happen again. I want to fight at least 3 times in 2024 and all knockouts. Yeah, those are the goals. Yeah.
All right, so take me through your last fight versus Vaughn Alexander. As boxing fans know, he's a tough opponent.
Um, yeah, he's tough as nails. Well, basically, going into the fight, I knew he'd be tough, but I also knew, like, skill-wise, I was the better, younger, fresher fighter. So, um, the game plan was just to box him, use my skills, use all my attributes, and I was doing that early in the fight. And then he landed like a great shot, and I think it was like 6th round. So once he landed that shot, I switched my game plan. Oh, my bad. I switched my game plan up to just walk him down. So once I walked him down and I put the pressure on him, I got him out of there. So yeah, I showed my versatility in that fight. Some fights I show my boxing skills for the entire fight. Some fights I walk a guy down for the entire fight. But this fight I mix it up. So
Sure, I think I want to say the first 5 rounds, and then you were you were going. I forgot which way, but the first 5 rounds, I think you were going forward, and then the next 5 rounds you weren't, or vice versa.
yeah, first 5 round I was going back, like I was boxing, and then the last 3 rounds or whatever I was going to him. So.
Yeah, I think that shows like a lot of boxers say they could do that, but you really did it. And watching boxing too, like on TV, and they're always like, "Why don't the guys make adjustments? Why don't the guys make adjustments?" So like, what
Hmm.
goes through your mind to like actually make the adjustments? Like like obviously your coaches tell you like when you're in the corner, like what is that feeling
Hmm.
like? And like how like like some guys, it seems like they're not listening. Like, you're actually like listening to your coaches?
You know what's so crazy? It's all right. Earlier in my career, I didn't listen. I used to be so caught up like in what was going on. It's hard to listen, but like the more experience I gained throughout the years, and now his themes seem like a lot calmer to me. So I'm able to listen and digest what my coach is telling me, and that's like 50% of it. But the other 50 is mostly just instincts. Like when you in there and you see something isn't working, or you see certain mistakes that the fighter is making, it's just instinctively to what to do to capitalize off of that fighter or etc. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then let's go a little backwards. Like, how did you first get involved in boxing?
Oh well, you know, growing up, my dad was in prison for about he was in prison from when I was 3 to like to 15. So throughout that time, his brother, which is my uncle, was looking after me as a male father figure, and he used to take me to the boxing gym, not to box, but just to kind of just babysit, because he was a trainer, because he used to box when he was younger. So I was just there with him every day. I never really boxed. I was just there, just being a kid, getting into certain things. And one day, the owner was angry because I did something, and he was like, "Yo, he can't come back, or he has to be busy in box." So I started boxing that day, and yeah, I never looked back after that.
Like, did you fell in love with it?
You know what? No, I didn't fall in love with it because at first it was just boxing was a hobby for me. It wasn't, the older I got is when the more I fell in love with it. But initially it wasn't something I saw myself doing as an adult or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. What other sports did you play growing up?
Man, like I said, and this proves I played basketball, I played football, I ran track. Um, I played t-ball when I was a little kid, but yeah, other than that, while boxing, I played basketball, football, and I ran track.
Do you think playing any of those sports helped you in boxing?
I think track helped me. Um, with, yeah, footwork, and it teaches you how to pace yourself and you know how to run and things like that. I think track helped me the most.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And what about just like your upbringing in Patterson? What was that like?
Um, it was the typical, the average. Well, and it's sad that this is average, but you know, mom, single parent household. My mom was always working. You know, I grew up with my mom and my sister. My dad was in prison, so growing up was kind of like I wouldn't call it rough, but you know, Patterson is a tough place to live. So it can be rough at times, but when you're born into it, and it don't seem rough. Like it's kind of normal. But now that I'm older, I'm realizing certain things that I saw back in the day isn't normal, you know? So yeah, it wasn't rough at the time, but looking back at it, like nah, it was kind of rough. Like I wouldn't want my kids to grow up the way I grew up.
Yeah, for sure. And like, say like after high school, like what did you want to be? Like, did you know you were gonna be a professional boxer?
Nah, after high school, and I was confused. Like I thought I wanted to be a nurse, so I went to school for nursing for like a year, and I was all over the place. But certain situations made me box. And then once I really started to put my all into boxing, I knew, all right, I want to become world champion. This is what I really want to do.
Yeah. And what about like, I guess even just like, you haven't had like the career of like getting signed right away for like a top rank or PBC. So like, what has that been like? Just like kind of grinding and making your own path.
Um, it has a it has a lot of downs, but it has its ups. It's rough, but I do believe it'll all be worth it when it's said and done. You know, um, it's a journey. I wouldn't want anyone that like if I become a trainer, I wouldn't want none of my fighters to take this journey. You gotta have a strong mind, you know. It could be taxing mentally as well as physically. Um, so it's pretty rough, but at the same time, I believe that when I become champion, it'll be all worth it, and I'll be reigning for a long time.
For sure. Where do you get that strong mindset from?
I don't know, man. Just certain things I dealt with outside the ring. You know, I feel like those things prepared me for this dirty boxing world we in today. You know, so things that I dealt with in life, and when dealing with those, I was able to tell myself like, you know what? If I could go through this, then whatever boxing has for me, it'd be a piece of cake. And I'm proving that right to myself. So
Yeah, definitely. And I forgot exactly the words that your mom told you, but there was something that you said in a previous interview. I forgot, but what was that?
she said I'll never lose a fight ever again. As she told me. She told me that after I lost in 2017. She was there that night. And we got back home. And then she was like, yo, you'll never lose a fight again. You'll never lose a fight again. And even like years after that, like, cause I took like 3 years off. So even like it'd be a year from there, from that fight date. And I wasn't busy or active, but I'd be in the gym. And then she remind me like, yo, when you get back into the ring, you'll never lose again. So I remember those words, and I believe her, and so and sh I'm gonna prove her right, basically.
For sure. And I didn't even know after your last fight it was her birthday the day after.
Yeah, I was in the locker room at 12 o'clock, so it was her birthday that night, that morning, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, that fight, it was I had a lot of things going on mentally, emotionally. It was just so much, like thinking about making sure I win for my, like, been thinking about my mom's birthday. It was just all like everything all in one, But you know,
Yeah. And then back in 2022 you signed with Don King. What
hmm
was that feeling like to sign with a legendary promoter?
it was amazing. It was a good feeling. I didn't see it coming. You know, because at one point, no one didn't want to work with me. No one didn't want to deal with me. No one believed in me. I believed in myself. But you know, Don King believed in me, and people have their opinions about him, but I feel like I think it's just a stereotype. He changed my life around for the better, and I feel like it was a good move for me to make.
Yeah, definitely. And I wanted to talk about some of your accolades. You beat four undefeated fighters.
hmm
You won the Continental Americas belt for the WBA. Yeah, what is that like taking someone's O?
Um, I don't. When it's all said and done, winning is the main goal. But taking someone over feels good. It feels really good because it's like I don't know. Like being that I got two losses. In boxing today, if you take a L, they look at you different. Like you're not that good. So every time I take somebody O, it's just my chance to remind people like, no, I'm that guy. Don't let the losses fool you. I'm that guy. So it feels pretty good, and it's like I don't know. It's like I, f- I don't want to say nothing like negative because I'm kind of cool with some of the guys O's I took. So I don't want to say what I want to say, but it's cool, and I hope they all bounce back.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean so that's in sportsmanship. Obviously, if they do good, that makes you look better too.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and then what about what is some advice you'd give to a person that wants to become a boxer?
Um, Forget what people say. Forget what they say about you. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself no matter what happens, no matter the circumstances. Keep working. Just work. Work, believe in yourself, stay focused, and yeah, just put the work in and you'll get to where you want to be. Stay focused though. And the main thing, forget what the naysayers say, because whether you're doing good, they're gonna talk. You're doing bad, they're gonna talk. They're gonna talk regardless. So just focus on you and just keep on working.
All right, who are some fighters that you want to fight next?
I want to fight all of the champions. So Johnny Beck, that's one. He's a champion. Lara, two. He's a champion. Charlo, those three guys. Any champion.
All right, I like that. How do you think that like you're gonna get one of those big fights?
Um, they would have to accept the fight. Don would have to put me in the position, and whoever's in the way, like whoever Don puts in front of me to get in position to fight for those titles, I'm gonna have to get them out the way. So it's up to like my team. Really, I'm ready. I just need them to put me in position. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, some fun questions now. Give me like give me like the attributes of like a boxer. Like what would make the best boxer like by naming each fighter and like what you would take from them.
I saw that. All right, all right. So just, but mine's gonna be a little different. All right. So just give me the attribute and I'll tell you the fighter.
Um IQ.
Ian Green.
Strength, power.
Ian Green.
Oh my! I know where this is going. Footwork.
Ian Green.
Oh my vision.
Ian Green.
Oh my god. All right. Well, so you. All right. What
Yeah,
about?
Ian Green.
All right. What about who were some of your favorite fighters growing up?
Growing up, all right, growing up, Roy Jones Jr. Um, Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, uh, Roy Jones, Floyd. Trying to think somebody else, and Andre Ward,
All right. Who's the goat?
Muhammad Ali.
All right.
Yeah, Muhammad
Is it
Ali.
and your son's named after Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, his name is Ali Green.
What's something people don't know about you?
That I hate to talk about boxing. Like if I'm like when I'm, it seemed like when you're a boxer, it seemed like everyone whenever you see an old friend or just in general, the first thing they try to talk about is boxing, and they ask the craziest, the stupidest questions. Yo, you think you could be anyway? Like shit, like things like that. Like so, I don't know. I just don't like to talk about boxing, to be honest, because I like that's what I do 24/7. So when I finally get away from it, I don't want to talk about it. Like I don't want to talk about it. So yeah,
All right. So what do you like to do in your free time?
I like to go to the gun range. I like to shoot. Um, what else? Shit, I like the game. Um, uh, 2K, Madden, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Not Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah, that's it really. But yeah, I like the game. I like to eat. I love to eat. Um, that's it. Really, just take care of
Yo,
my family.
is that a Stanley Cup behind you?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know about do you know about those?
yeah.
You got one? Yeah, you know that thing's like worth more than like double than what it is. They're selling them like StockX. Like some of them are going for like $300.
Get the fuck out of here. Where?
I swear to God, you haven't seen all this stuff
Wow.
on social media. That's what
I've been seeing memes and shit like
that's what I saw
that.
right before we started, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna ask you during the interview.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Stanley
okay,
Cup,
okay,
bro.
okay.
I can't
Yeah.
believe it. And it's
Hmm.
funny because like I don't know if you know, but the Stanley Cup is what they call the trophy for NHL.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That's the
okay.
Stanley Cup. When you win the championship, you win the Stanley Cup. So that's why it's even
It's
funnier because then like people are tweeting out or something, and then they're like, "Yo, you like hockey?"
Oh, okay. Yo, it's so crazy because this is like I'm sure there's better quality cups out there, but being that the brand is so huge, people are willing to pay a lot more and do a lot more to get this. Yeah, yeah, it's so crazy how yeah, a cup can have such a big buzz.
Yo, being that your name is Ian Green, your last name's Green. Do you like the color green?
Mm, yeah, it's all right. I'll be honest though. I think when I think of green, I think of money. So even though it's kind of blue now, but yeah, nah,
Oh yeah. How did
yeah.
actually? This is a good. How did you get the nickname Young General?
My dad name was General. They everybody called him General growing up, and I'm the young General basically.
He was
That's
the
it.
leader of the pack.
Yeah, yeah. He was a general. He was a general. So I gotta keep his legacy going. You know, I'm the
Yeah,
young
for
general.
sure. And then your son is Baby General.
Uh, well, I got two sons. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, three. His name is Three. I just call him Three. Nah, he ain't baby general. Nah, he ain't. I'm the last general. I'm the last general. And yeah, they gonna start their own legacies or whatever they want to do. But I'm the last general.
what sports do you want them to play, or what sports are you going to get them or have them try?
All of them, all of them. Baseball, soccer, basketball, football, boxing, and whichever one they gravitate toward. Tennis, anything I can put them in. I'm gonna try my best to do it. So, and whichever one they gravitate towards the most, then that's what they gonna do. But I'm not gonna be like the average dad that box and try to force my kids to box because the sport is it could be annoying at times, bro. Like it could be annoying. So yeah,
How did we meet?
bro, it's been so long. I have no idea. I know I was working with Crayon Sports and if I'm not mistaken, Chris is the one that introduced us. Chris. And yeah, we've been rocking out ever since.
Yeah, for sure. I think because this was before Instagram might not even had DMs back then, and I
Yeah,
think it
probably.
and it
It
was
was
and
like
it
2014, 2015, so
yeah,
probably then.
and he emailed me, and I think it
Mm,
was because at the time, yeah, it had to be because I was working with Jimmy Williams. I think he saw that,
mm,
and obviously Jimmy's
mm,
also from New Jersey but living in Connecticut. But I think
mm-hmm,
that's what one thing too because I was posting him a lot, obviously
mm.
at the time. So yeah, it's a small world and crazy how everything came about.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because I knew Jimmy Williams. I fought Jimmy Williams. So it's just so crazy how things just, yeah, where
Yeah, for sure. What's your favorite thing about New Jersey?
nothing. The weather's horrible. Like you never hear nobody say, "I'm going on vacation. I'm going to
Actually, wait, hold
Jersey."
on. Actually, I saw on TikTok last night the state that people moved out of the most in 2023 was New Jersey.
Yo, it sucks, bro. Like it sucks. Like I said, the weather sucks, and you don't hear anyone saying, "Hey, I'm going on vacation. I'm taking my family to New Jersey." I don't know. Like, so it's horrible. I can't wait to become a multimillionaire to move and go somewhere where it's hot. Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna
Jersey
reverse it.
sucks.
Do you have any? You got a question for me?
Um, yeah, what got you into boxing? What got you into boxing?
What got me into boxing? I don't remember the exact moment or anything, but I just remember going with my grandpa and always watching like the Floyd pay per view fights. And before streaming, illegal streaming, and he had like a box that you got all the
Mm-hmm.
free pay per views. And I remember when
Mm-hmm.
I was little, I called the number like trying to win something, and they figured out that he was like illegally streaming it, and then he got
And they
banned
and they
from it.
fucked it up.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh, so
but
you snitched
basically, I didn't know what I was doing. I was
without
like,
realizing.
yeah,
Okay.
I was like 10. But yeah, I think that I don't know remember exactly, but I always been a fan of boxing before I started
Mm.
working in boxing, and that's
What's your
why like
favorite sport?
even when MMA, I didn't really like MMA, and now I like MMA, but I still like boxing way better.
I'm
My
gonna say, yeah, my bad. What's your favorite sport? Yeah, what's your favorite sport?
favorite sport is well, growing up it was baseball, but at this point it's boxing, and I like college basketball better than pros,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and I mean football.
All right. It's crazy. I don't like MMA, but I like their fans a lot better than boxing fans. Like,
So that's the thing. I went to it's a totally different crowd. I mean, I think well, one, there's definitely more white people at MMA events.
uh,
But they're more passionate and into it. Like they understand it better. And
mm-hmm,
boxing at the same time, it brings all people together too in a different way. And I don't know, it's like
hmm.
weird. I just wish that I want to see both crowds at the same event.
I want to see boxing fans not not slaughter their fighters after they take a loss. I feel like in MMA, like all the big fighters in that's fighting in the UFC, they have losses and they're huge. Fans love them. You'll never think they even lost. a fighter. Look how they crucifying Earl Spence right now. Y'all forgot this man was unified champ doing this thing. Now look, like it's boxing. Boxing sucks.
Yeah, it's weird. That's why that's one thing I like about the crossover boxing misfits with KSI. If you lose there, like people don't care because it's like it's
Yeah,
fandom there. Like they actually are backing them and the influence because they're influencers, so they already have like maybe it's about the fans. Like I think that's what it has to be. The fans have to
the
back
fighter
the fighter because like as long I think the best example of a fighter, a boxer that like has a lot of losses is like uh
Gabe
Gabe
Rosado. Yeah,
Rosado
yeah.
because like
You would never.
everyone knows he's a tough
Yeah.
out, and he won. He upset a lot of guys, and nobody really cared about his record, even though
Hmm.
he has I think he has like 16 losses. But yeah, I think that definitely has a change, and that's one thing I like about the influencer boxing because they actually let people bounce back. Like even for example, like Salt Poppy, he lost two in a row, but they still want to go see him fight again because they want to see him come
Yeah.
back because they were hyped. I know you saw him get hyped up in the mainstream boxing
Yeah.
media.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Word. Hopefully, someone told me the further away we get from like Floyd retiring, like the more years I go on, the closer we get to back to the Ali days when Ali and Joe, like them guys lost, and it was cool. Like it wasn't cool. Like they didn't get crucified the way these fighters get crucified today for losing. That's why it's hard to make big fights because nobody want to lose their O. So
Yeah, I mean, Charlo got a few losses now, but I mean, people still want to see him.
Charlo, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's getting a little better. It's getting a little better.
Yeah, the Arrow Spence one is kind of crazy because yeah, he lost to pound for pound number one.
Yeah, it's the like five. Yeah, so it's just they just
So technically, he probably shouldn't even dropped out of the pound for pound. He probably should have been dropped
yeah
to
they just bash him like he was like he's a bum or something. Like they forgot all the things he accomplished. So
All right,
yeah.
Ian. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and could you let the listeners know where they can follow you at?
Follow me on Instagram at About Green with two T's. Follow me on Twitter at Ian Green Boxing.